Okay. Hello, everyone. This first piece is called Lane. Lain, yeah. I find myself lost in the hum of the power lines, drifting through days interspersed by reminders that this world is connected, a colossal mess of vital components, a planet-wide organ with Ethernet veins. The world we perceive becomes the world we believe, and personalities become interchangeable personas for each occasion. Who becomes the real you when the screen is off? Well, what if the screen is never off? What if all that is and all that ever was is just a file in a folder bundled up with everything else, the serial experiment of a god beyond the scope of it all? Let's not get lost in the semantics of existence. There are memes to consume, things to buy, opinions to fight over, idols to worship. We have it all in the World Wide Web. We air all our laundry along with the porn. We look at recipes and deaths in the same breath. Who cares about the crimes committed by the U.S. government against its people? Can you tell if this dress is black or white? Each moment, a deluge of information, a cacophonous onslaught of things to hate, love, get mad at, things to start saying, things to stop saying, things I never knew I had to be worried about. The deluge constant, a whisper to a screaming roar, blending perfectly with the hum of the power lines. Let's all love Lane. So I'm actually glad Ken is here, because this was actually inspired by... So you had talked about Ars Poetica a long time ago, and I never heard of that. And I was like, oh, that's a cool concept. So this is Ars Arcanum. For any aspiring practitioners of the craft, take up the arms of metaphor and wit, brandish synecdoche and simile with the precision to divest the censor and rebuff the critic. Don't write because you crave victory over a tournament of traumas. Write because you have survived and because the only real defeat is not speaking. When we mages weave our gifts, we do so simply because we must. To write is to wit, as to live is to learn. The inexorable march of time will need its bards till the final stanza of the world finally unfurls in its terminal glory. Never forget that simply because is simply enough. The desire to exist and thrive is simply enough of a reason for any prospective spellcasters to earn the right to live. There is no arena by which you must judge your fellow weavers, nor court with which to mandate the craft. The ability to speak must be met with capacity to listen, unless you become the tyrant of progress, robbing the magic of those who might surprise you. To learn is not to admit to defeat, but to expand existence. The gifts of the world at large will never cease to amaze should you be willing to listen to the soft machinations of the weave of all things. To any and all weavers, witches, warlocks, and mages, the power of creation is a gift to be shared, for the gift you share is not the same as mine. Each equally and eternally precious, not only in the art as a whole, but to the world at large. We contend with an unforgiving enemy against ignorance and bigotry, against the powers that be and the trials of tedium. We and our multitudes do not build motors or monuments, instead building movements, artisans of a world where there is majesty in the mundane, and each who walks the path may work their magics, unfettered by bonds made shackles and the poison named tradition. Go forth with the intent to make your own way, pilgrims of passion, pathfinders of purpose, and know that in the space between breaths, magic pervades if you have the heart to listen close enough.